how long it takes to actually go live. Oh my God, we're pumped. That's it. We're live. Hello,
I'm
good
pumping
morning,
something.
afternoon, and oh my God, yes, Pawnee, you're my favorite co-star. Um, let's go ahead. Good morning, whatever time you are at. Like I was trying to say, welcome to NerdTube. We are the best channel. You have heard of us. You're here. You're excited. We're excited. But who cares about the mustard devil down there? All right,
Well, I will
we
come
are
down there.
here.
I will fight you.
We are here, everyone, to talk some She-Hulk. We got a good old penultimate episode 7. I thought it was fucking great, so I'm excited to talk it here with everyone else. Let's go ahead and start down below me. We have the He-Hulk, also known as the Ginger Greek. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, all good. What do you want? Thoughts on the episode?
No, I just hi, how you doing?
Oh, yeah, all good.
Introduce yourself, whatever that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then we'll go ahead and go over to my side here. We got Zam as always with us.
Yeah, hi there. I'm finally being able to wear this fucking shirt. I got a reason to fucking wear it.
Good, that was back in
Yeah.
Toronto for another year.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Gold Devil himself, Vince McMahon.
All right, everyone. Damn it. This is episode 7. She-Hulk, Ribbit or Rabbit or whatever the hell the title is. I don't care, but this is the best episode in the history of She-Hulk. Damn it. Let's get into this.
Oh my God, yes. Let's get into this indeed. Right from the beginning, we get to see some wonderful leapfrog action. And just want to start that out really quickly. Did any of you think that in any way, shape, and form he was going to be the hero when he started telling his hero story?
Hell no. Absolutely not.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
All right. So let's
we knew he was going to be some kind of like screw up.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's start talking about that whole plot line here with him, because that kind of it's like she calls out towards the end of the episode. That is largely the episode. It is the whole arc here. Everything going on with Leapfrog and his attempted case against Luke Jacobson, because he is quite obviously a fucking idiot.
I thought that too. Vance. Just to put
Yeah,
that out
right?
there. Yep.
Hey, Jim's Landscaping, Commodore Boone. Always
Hello.
happy to see you here. Real quickly, let's get some shout outs here. See who's all in here with us. We got
sorry, you're
Nerd
doing it.
Alert
Okay.
watching.
Yep. Block.
Good old Daniel Vance is here because, when isn't Daniel Vance here? We'd love to see you here, buddy.
Good to hear surgery went well, mate.
Glad to hear
yes,
your
yes.
surgery
Yeah,
went well,
right?
dude.
That's important. We got to stay in good health. I mean, we would lose our favorite viewer without you.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Now it's Kurt Boone. Okay, one of our favorite viewers. We love you all. Anyways, talking more about Leapfrog here. Let's see here. Leapfrog.
I thought that
a cheap
too.
rip-off of Vigilante from Peacemaker.
Mhm.
I don't think so, because Vigilante is at his core a good guy, whereas Leapfrog really isn't. He's kidnapping somebody to get a costume, so he's a lot more off the rocker in a different way. But I can see some similarities. Yeah,
I would say the costume though. The costume aspect felt like the cheap rip off, but I don't see the rest of it though with Vigilante though. But
it
the
felt
costume,
cheaper.
Yeah, the costume
Maybe-
felt cheaper.
Maybe a mix of Judo Master and Vigilante. Like a
Judo
combo.
Master. That's who I was
Yeah.
thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a mix of them too. Yeah. So
Mhm.
Yeah, that helmet though was chintzy. For Leapfrog, like holy cow.
Mhm.
man, a bit of kick ass in there as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, his wild excitement, I think, was the only thing that really reminds me of Vigilante. Vigilante is capable and actually knows what he's doing. Like, he's kind of a ruthless killer, even if he's a complete psychopath.
Yeah.
Leapfrog was all like, I use my toe jam attack as he taps on their toes. So I think that's really our difference there. But let's talk more about that fight scene at the beginning. Anyone else have any good comments on that?
No, but there is going to be something in case we don't cover it. I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. The Frogger cabinet, I popped for that. Like as an old school gamer, I popped for that. I was like,
we're definitely going to be hitting those arcade cabinets.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the Frogger one that gets thrown, oddly enough.
No, they showed it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." But then the one that I didn't see, where was Battletoads? That would have been cool. Battletoads.
Oh, that would have been great.
Mhm.
But it was talking more about the beginning of the
Yeah.
show and whatnot. So that fight was absolutely fucking great. I love the fact that no part of his suit includes an option for him to get down after he leaps. He just leaps and then has to hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was expecting him to break his legs
Yeah, I thought
coming
that.
back down.
What,
I
you mean
thought-
earlier than he did?
Yeah?
But did you miss when he breaks his legs at the end?
No, that's what I mean. But like at the beginning when he did it,
Yeah.
I was expecting him to break his legs.
I thought he would fall and bust his ass. Like that's what I thought was going to happen. Was it would be one of those things where he would go like this, he would leap, but then he would fall flat ass first when he fell. Like that's what I was thinking was going to happen.
It was very similar to Star-Lord's sort of rocket boots, I guess. Yeah.
But like without the training or the finesse.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah, so that's an opening scene. Kicking off from there, we get more into the actual court case itself. I thought it was hilarious how open and shut it was. That like, okay, dude used the wrong kind of fuel. That's it. I mean, generally, I think there still could have been like some level of proceedings to still actually happen, but whether or not the instructions were clear. But I get why they just summed that up and had the judge believe him. But I thought that could have been drawn out a little bit more to get more of the lawyer action. I am generally enjoying this show the best when they're in the courtroom. And that was definitely true today when we got fucking Daredevil in there, Matt Murdock. I mean, the banter between him and Jen Walters and over the lawyer stuff felt like I was watching a real lawyer show, which I kind of like sometimes. So I again had a really good time with that. And
well, it was just like Wong, when Wong comes in through the porthole. The moment Matt Murdock comes in, I just want to check the crowd to go, yay! Matt Murdock, you know what I mean? Like you see in sitcoms, when Fonzie comes in for the first time.
Yeah, or like any 90s sitcom, like when a celebrity shows up and then the crowd's like,
Exactly. That's what I wanted. As soon as I saw him walk in there, mate, then that's it. Smile permanently for the rest of the fucking episode.
I agree, Daniel.
I'm curious, what makes you think that? I guess I didn't really see it in the fourth wall. Has always kind of been. I mean, there's the term an aside when it comes to plays or TV, and the fourth wall breaks have, at least in this show, always been an aside. So I'm kind of curious. Did I miss something? Is he giving off a clue he's hearing this?
Maybe he's just taking the piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's that serious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she's fourth wall breaking right when the people around her. I remember when Jen was in the same room with her, and she's not Jen, sorry, Nikki's in the same room with her, and she's fourth wall breaking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing with that is in the very first episode, when she breaks the fourth wall in front of Hulk, he does turn around and like, what?
Yeah, who are you talking to?
Talking at?
No.
Yeah.
It's the only time
So
that we react to it.
So we assume that's what he's doing, you know what I mean? But yeah, I know what you mean.
I really like how they react to it when Deadpool does it in the first Deadpool movie. He's getting pulled off the highway scene there, and he's doing that. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? This makes no sense.
Yep.
And I really like that way of handling it. I wish we would have seen a little bit more of that in this show.
Yeah, okay, I could pick up on that, Daniel. Yeah.
Okay, so the way he smiles and asks her out after the fourth wall break. Yeah, that could be. Well, but I think really, especially when we get into the later the episode where they're getting ready to break in, he's supposed to, according to the Netflix show, be able to sense when girls are horny just by like the pheromones and all that, and the sense and all that.
But
he knew right then that she was interested.
But you got to remember, though, this is Disney, man. They won't go that far with it. The mouse will be like, haha, no, we're not going to allow that. That won't happen.
They went pretty far with it this episode, man. You know what I mean? So.
They did, but they didn't go all the way with it like I would have liked them to. But then again, this is Disney, damn it.
Wait a second. The Hulk can break the fourth wall? I've never heard of that.
I think you mean an actual wall, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so right on. Continuing on with that, yeah, she gets in the thing with Luke Jacobson, who of course immediately is pissed off at her. I thought that was a little bit contrived, but again, I feel like they shortcut a lot of things in this episode in order to get as much in as they do. It works in the end, though. Just when I sit down and analyze it, it's kind of like, wait a second.
A lot of people don't like him, but I like him. By the way,
Yeah, I thought
like
it
him a
was.
lot.
I thought it
I
was
think
really
he's a good character.
Yeah, I thought he did great at his role for what he did in today's episode, but I do feel though that the courtroom scenes were just a tad bit rushed. Like it was like, okay, the big focus was obviously Matt Murdock, and that's what because we know Daredevil's coming. It's what, only a few more months away. I think that's going to be coming out in a few more months.
No, I think it's going to be a bit longer than that. I think
we'll it's longer than that, mate.
First.
Okay,
It'll be Echo first.
Oh,
but the point is that even at the beginning of this episode, she said previously on my show, Jennifer Walters said, because just remind everyone, this is my fucking show, regardless of all the fucking cameos that have been in She-Hulk overall, by the way, and there's been a fuck ton.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of contrivances, and I like Luke Jacobson's character better the other episodes. This one, I don't know if it was just too much of him, or he's a little too pissy after even having his life saved and stuff like that. But maybe it's commonplace for a guy who makes superhero outfits.
He's a person whose shit doesn't stink, as far as he's concerned. He's one of those. So
he's king shit, brother.
Yeah.
Usually those kind of people break down in any stressful situation, and so it was kind of didn't happen. I mean, not that it has to, but it just he was very indifferent about it, and I just would expect some sort of response. Yeah, Cheetah, when are you not taking the piss out of me? Yeah,
that's coming on Sunday, by the way.
We're talking about that on Sunday. I absolutely loved it as the shortcut, but we are going to have a wonderful conversation about how awesome and why that's awesome.
I can't wait to watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, catch up to us, man. It's really good.
We'll do.
Be there on Sunday. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be awesome. Do we have a time plan for that, Sam, yet?
I don't think so.
We'll get that scheduled.
Follow the channel, follow the Facebook. We will announce it. We'll let you guys know when it's coming out. Anyways, going back into this, though, I liked that that Matt Murdock was like, okay, well, I need to go save dude. But again, it's contrived because it's like, okay, immediately the same day he happens to kidnap Luke Jacobs, like immediately. Like that's a little bit nuts. So Daredevil's in town, and Daredevil just happened to be in town. He didn't even fly. They didn't even say he flew in for this court case. He just happened to be in town.
And holy shit, we have to give Zam his props, because I think Zam was the one that called this. I think one of us was like, Daredevil's going to be showing up just because this is a high-profile case. I think Zam was the one that said that. So I do have to give him his props.
Thanks. I don't remember saying that, but give me the fucking props anyway.
I think it was you that said, like, I think it was either you or Cheeto. One of you guys were like, they're going to bring Daredevil in kind of the cheapest way possible by making it like, oh, this is a big high-profile court case, so he has to show up here. Otherwise, why would he be here in L.A.?
I think it's the perfect to bring him in, but this wasn't a big enough case.
Mm-hmm.
But especially because they show that he's already, like, why is he having his costume made in LA when he's out of New York? And I think this is just kind of a lot of like, what? But again, you can hand wave past it because the episode flows into the next thing and kind of keeps you distracted by what's coming down the pipeline.
And obviously they want it takes in from the comics because Walters and Murdoch have gone up against each other as prosecution and defense attorney lawyers. So this makes sense to like do that on screen. So I'm very happy that they did something similar to that. So yeah, props to them.
Yeah. So going into it, he gets, he captures Luke Jacobs and whatever, and we have that whole incident when they're going for that. The whole time I'm watching this fight between Daredevil and She-Hulk, I'm like, property.
Actually, before that though, you have jumped ahead because she was talking to that scumbag who had the Wakanda.
Oh yeah, the Wakanda African spear.
Oh my God, yeah, that dude.
Yeah,
he was definitely intelligentsia. I mean, you see him pop up later on in the night. Yeah, I was going to kind of talk about him when he becomes more relevant later on. But yeah, that scene does happen first, where we get to see him, once again trying to hit
£1
on
million,
Jet.
$1 million for that spear. That's cheap. That's
Oh, yeah.
cheap. That's cheap as hell,
Considering
man.
it's supposed to be made out of vibranium, that's quite surprising.
But look, my theory is that he is intelligentsia, and he got that spear so that they can make a syringe out of it, so they can get She-Hulk's blood as She-Hulk.
I died. I died. I fucking died when he went Wakanda forever, and then she was just like, "No,
Get the fuck out of it."
Oh god, it was great.
Don't do that. Yeah,
She was so uncomfortable. It was just like everything I could dream it would be.
that was magic. That was
Yeah.
Just,
But I still think that he's a douchebag. He's definitely intelligentsia. He's the one who was snapping photos at the at the banquet.
He also asked when they were doing the speed when they were doing the speed dating. He was asking about can their skin be penetrated and stuff like that. So so for this is why I think he got that spear so he can take a stab at her.
Yeah, we'll come back when we start talking about intelligentsia and what the twist at the end is and how they pull that off. So it's kind of how he fits in a little bit more in there. But talking more about Leapfrog and Daredevil. I mean, it was an easy fight, obviously. Like you mentioned, the arcade cabinets. I didn't catch which one she actually threw, though.
But I popped.
But there was a Frogger in the background next to it. But I don't know which one she actually threw. Did anyone catch that?
Nope.
No.
I almost thought it was a fake game that had...
Hang on. I'll check while you guys chat it.
Yeah, because I think it said Leapfrog on it, so I think it was just a fake one they made up of his.
Well, like before they broke in there, like when She-Hulk and Daredevil were fighting, and when she used her slap to Hulk thingy to immobilize him.
Yeah.
And then when she found out who he was, and then she was like saying, "Are you sure? Are you really blind?" All of that sort of stuff, which made me laugh. But then he kind of explained his powers again, and depending what version of Daredevil you get, his powers are a little bit different because in the cartoons he could see when he wore a visor. In Ben Affleck he did have that echo thing, whilst in Charlie Cox's version it's really bad that he can hear well. There's no real echo sort of thing from what I've seen. It's more to do with him having good senses, good hearing, and all of that sort of stuff, and being able to see the world through his ears. You know what I mean?
But that's what echolocation is.
Right.
Yeah, but you got I get you, but you got like a visual representation from the Ben Affleck one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that film was for simpletons, and Netflix didn't want to be for simpletons.
And you get a representation of in the Netflix one too, that it is like a mix of echolocation and sense, and it's like all these things all forged over each other. In that one,
I'm pretty sure we did get at one point a kind of vision.
Yeah.
When his world looks like.
Episode 2
was kind of yellow and black.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was like one of my favorite episodes. So I love watching.
Yeah, we did get a scene of.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, the arcade that they threw was just one made out of Leapfrog, and it was just called Sproing.
Okay, so just kind of a bootleg.
Nothing. Okay. Yeah.
Here we go. Here's dad.
What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah. In Netflix, in Netflix, it was his description was "The World on Fire" is what his description was in Netflix.
All right, nerd.
That's the name of the episode too.
It's not the name of the episode, is it?
Yes, it is. World on Fire.
Of the Netflix episode or this episode?
Of the Netflix episode where they show off his sense.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's right, guys. Dad's here. Better. I got my collar on today.
Fix your hair, damn it! It looks gross,
dude. My man.
Also, when talking about like the kind of breaking in scene where they go after them, we got an homage to the Netflix series with a hallway scene that was so fucking badly edited. And choreographed that it was just actually the choreography wasn't too bad, but the editing was so awful.
That scene was so terrible. They got one guy with a gun and one guy with a crossbow, and they advance on foot.
No, but he has a whole fight scene before that bit.
Well, right, but but
it was just choppy. It was like it didn't need 60,000 edits. just to do one little fight scene. It was
It's
like
like Kevin Dunn with his
so lazy. Like, everything about this was lazy anyway. But
Actually, sorry, go on.
It's like Kevin Dunn with his fucking camera cuts. Like zoom in, zoom out, cut in, cut this way, go wide, go that way, go to camera 10. That's what that kind of reminded me.
Yeah, that's what that scene was. It was like, if you're going to pay homage, you do it in one take. To say, hey, we could do this too.
So just to go back.
I mean, they did it. I'll harken back to this when we're doing a different review. But yeah. Anyway.
So just to go back to Ben Affleck again, with like when you saw his powers, like he would hit his stick on the table, and then you would see like a vibration, and you'll give him a vision of what the fuck's going on. You know, that wasn't necessarily sound; it was more to do with vibrations from feeling that shit. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was different.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But you know, as much as the fight scene, like you mentioned in the hallway, is really lackluster, I did enjoy the one between She-Hulk and him. I really enjoy the spot where Daredevil jumps off the top and he's like doing the ledge landings going down the parking garage. I thought that was very Daredevil.
I could swear if I close my eyes, Jake is literally doing a play-by-play of a wrestling match right now.
Parkour.
That's what it just sounds like. Yeah.
Parkour.
And parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of property damage though for somebody who's
a lawyer
could literally just slap him away.
Right.
I'm thinking about she's going to get disbarred for fucking the amount of damage she's done, man.
Yeah.
The top of that tower, the top of that garage is just wasted.
Yeah,
just wasted. That's millions of damage there.
Right.
Just to get that repaired, you've got to rip out the whole section. Does
she get away with it because the Sokovia Accords have been repealed?
They mentioned that. Yeah.
Well, she said, "I'll leave a card.
I'll leave a note."
Yeah. It was. Yeah. I want to see some of that fix into the repercussions that we see later. Well, let's finish up. We'll talk here. So they bang at the end here, or is there any more leapfrog you guys want to talk here? I mean, he gets his legs broken. We all saw it coming. We mentioned that earlier. Anyone else?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I thought it was just funny as hell. Like toward the end, when he like somehow remembers that he's supposed to mention that he put fuel in the boots, and then he was like, "You fucking moron! I didn't tell you to do that. My instructions didn't say you put fuel in your boots." And then She-Hulk just gave him that look like.
Well, I just want to say regarding Matt Murdock himself, he is quite different to the Netflix version. And maybe some people are saying that, you know, he kind of turned a leaf a little bit by the end of season 3. He kind of relaxed himself and stuff like that. But he definitely came across as a lot more lighthearted, a little bit more laid back, definitely had a sense of humor to him. Not moody, broody, you know, Marvel Batman. You know,
you're not going to get that in Disney. You're not going to get moody, broody. You're going to get happy-go-lucky.
No, but the point is, I thought I'd be a bit upset regarding how it might Disney-fy him to a degree, like they did with Kingpin. But I have to admit, I'm quite liking this version of Daredevil already.
Damn, you just answered the question I was going to ask, because I was going to ask, like, what was everyone's take on Daredevil in this episode?
Well, hold on here.
Yeah,
real quick. I want to call out that they said that the Netflix stuff is a separate universe. So that's 619 or whatever.
619, baby.
Yeah, right. we're just gonna keep adding to those numbers, whatever. Tom, before we get into everyone's thoughts on Matt Murdock, I want to finish talking about the rest of his scenes, because I want to talk about the Walk of Shame. I did not like it.
You did not like it?
I thought it was hilarious.
Second viewing to accept the fact that he doesn't have any other clothes, but why the fuck doesn't he put his shoes on?
He likes to feel the grass under his feet.
I don't know. It just added to the hilarity.
Yeah, it's just an homage to when like women kind of their usual walk of shame is they never kind of walk home with their heels because their legs are absolutely fucked from night in heels, so they just ain't got the energy to walk in heels.
I agree.
So it's a play on that.
Yeah,
I guess I can see that side
exactly
of it.
What that is.
And you're bristling as well. You know, I mean, the guy just, you know, he just shagged the superhero. Like, you know, I mean, he can't be upset. And plus, he's blind, isn't he? He doesn't see, like, you know, he doesn't see things the way people see things in that sense. You know, like, who gives a fuck that he's walking home after a shag? The only thing is that he's wearing a superhero outfit.
And then Jen goes, and then Jen's like, okay, this should be the end of the episode, shouldn't it? Like this feels like anticlimactic. Like nothing's happened yet. Like what the hell? And then it's like, why are you guys still here? I thought that was a great touch when she did that.
Yeah, very Furious Bullets day off sort of vibe, with the with that after credit scene there. So but I'm very happy that she was in a happy place as well. Like, they make a great couple, by the way. They're good chemistry with those two. I hope she turns up on his show.
I think he's going to be back next episode to represent her in whatever legal proceedings she has to deal with at the end of this episode. But so let's real quick here before we move on to the end of the episode and on all that entails. First impressions of Matt Murdock. I know, David asked, I brought it up already and asked about it, but what is everyone's impression? Let's just go around real quick. And what do you think about the new Daredevil? So, Zam, I mean, I know you were kind of talking on it, but do you have anything else you want to add?
Like I said, I am always concerned about Disneyfication, but I like this. I do like this version of Daredevil. It's refreshing. The guy is a real charmer when he wants to be. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that he's throwing that charm around. It's a superpower in its own way. You know what I mean? He should keep it up. He's a very likable person when he's not being broody. So, keep it up, Matt Murdock. This is the way to go forward for sure. Yeah.
Oh, Cheeto, I don't even know why we let you in here, but we will hear your opinion.
Damn.
Okay. I didn't mind Daredevil. He seemed like the same Daredevil. Like, I'm sorry, like the most levity you got out of the Daredevil show on Netflix was usually from Matt Murdock, Foggy Nelson, like Karen Page sometimes. Like, she's got to be a little bit more broody towards the third season. But, like, really, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he's got a little bit more levity to him. But at the same time, it kind of seems status quo for him. He's always the one who's kind of like, and there are moments where he's super broody, but at the other times he does, like, he jokes, he does that dry sense of humor of his. So I don't think it's that out of character in this setting. Now, if we go into his show and it's like, Kingpin's like bouncing around on like, a polka dot beach ball saying, I'm going to get you, Daredevil, like.
I just came up with a brilliant idea. Kingpin on Quaaludes. That would be fucking hilarious if they did that for a Disney version. Like, they had Kingpin just all happy and weirded out as shit. That would be so weird.
But I said this in another review we did. Possibly, I think it was a She-Hulk review. But it's like, it's not the fact that I want Daredevil to be hardcore violent, although he can be. It's the fact that everything around, and I think Zam made this point also, is that everything around Daredevil has to be hardcore violence because he is in the real underbelly of New York. So, I mean, yeah, sometimes Daredevil has to go there because that's where he is. But it's like in something like She-Hulk or Spider-Man, that levity is kind of natural for him, in my opinion. Charlie Cox is definitely a charming character. Like, I don't remember who said he was charming. I think it was Zam who said it's
I did.
Superpower. So I didn't really hate this version of Daredevil. The part of the episode that I really did not enjoy, we'll get in here pretty soon too. But the fight between She-Hulk and Daredevil was fine. Like, you always have those moments. I mean, but I do love how she raffle stomped him and then just ripped his mask off. Like, like she's a Hulk. Like, she's
it was logical. Just clap, fuck up his eardrums, and then grab him. That's it.
I mean,
it made perfect sense how they ended the fight.
Yeah.
The fandom menace lot though, they got really pissed. They can't believe that She-Hulk beat Daredevil.
Why? This guy's, what is this white neckbeard motherfuckers?
In no fucking world is Daredevil ever beating She-Hulk.
Yeah,
no,
he no world.
I mean,
he can.
What's he going to do? Throw a stick at her?
Yeah.
I mean, what's he gonna do? Drop an elbow on her temple? Like, come on! Like, these people frustrate me because it's like, look, I get it. You like Daredevil. I like Daredevil too. But if you put him up against the Hulk or She-Hulk, motherfucker's going down eventually. He can only avoid her for long enough.
No, they like hate clicks because if they were true to how they feel about the show, they would stop watching it and stop reviewing it. But they know that fucking hatred
Yeah,
fucking gets.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what they do.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway,
All right.
Ginger, go ahead.
Well, yeah. Hold on. Here. I'm gonna answer,
yeah.
real quick. I'm just going to answer Daniel Vance here. I need to talk about some Daredevil stuff up here. He said there's plenty of comic runs where there's levity and lightheartedness, and we all have born again to delve more into the dark and brooding Daredevil. I think that's exactly right.
Well,
it's kind of been echoed in
I just want to add that I think the born again is the fact that he is now lighthearted and no longer broody moody anymore. This is like the new Daredevil, born again, no longer the fucking miserable guts. I'm all happy, joy.
Oh, I thought he was a born again Christian. Oh, my bad.
I always feel like both sides of him need to exist.
I know.
We get a little bit of both sides inside of the Netflix, and I think really in this one we mostly get lightheartedness. But yeah, Pawnee, what do you think in here, man?
For Daredevil.
Yeah.
I mean,
you upset? You happy?
I feel like Cox was very protective of his character, and you could kind of tell because he didn't want to go too much into like the silliness, and it didn't feel too removed from the Netflix series. Yes, a little bit more lighthearted, but not in a way where I'm like, oh God, what did they do to him? Like they did with Kingpin, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's like, okay, if you keep it at this level, even going into his show, that's fine. You can see Charlie Cox doing this kind of thing. I just don't want it to get too lighthearted and comedic going into his show. But
I agree.
His portrayal and the way he was kind of brought in, it was fine. Yeah, acceptable.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think for Daredevil, I like to see that lightheartedness, and I like to see, him cracking jokes and being funny and all that. And as long as they do that in the show and then have a little bit of that dark and gritty, appeal to it for Daredevil fans, I think it's going to work out well for his show. I think you got to have a mix between the two. I think you have to have a little bit of lightheartedness, and I think you got to have its dark and gritty moments. And thus far, I'm liking what I see.
Yeah, and I think that you're right. We are going to need some of both. I honestly, in my opinion, I think they did a little bit too much levity in this for how I want to see him. I try to remember that's him starring in a She-Hulk, and that works okay. I'm not also a big fan of some of the comedic moments that he tries to bring out as Matt. I really like the action, though, other than the hallway fight, I really like the action as Daredevil. Again, he's flipping around a lot more. He seems to be a lot more acrobatic, which is what I remember about Daredevil from the comics.
Yes. Yeah, it feels a lot more Daredevil in terms of its,
Whereas the other one just felt like it was a random ninja stuntman. And didn't feel like that was Daredevil fighting. It was really cool fight scenes, but not so much Daredevil. And so I like that aspect of it. I think that when he gets his own show, they're going to do a good job of blending the two. I generally can't think of any characters that I don't think they've done well on when they bring them to life. I mean, even the Eternals, for as problematic as that movie is, the characters feel like they're brought to life, and they're done that level of justice. I don't ever feel like Marvel screws up a character. So
Kingpin, dude. Kingpin
and I let that go because it's not in his own environment. It's kind of like how we talk about seeing Matt Murdock here in the She-Hulk, and it's not going to be the same as what we expect out of a Matt Murdock in a Daredevil show.
That is his environment. It's the crime world. That is his environment, and they made him into a fucking cartoon.
Yeah,
but I think that's what matched the theme and the feeling of the Hawkeye show. And again, I think
they shouldn't have done that. But that whole show was one big joke anyway.
Right. But I don't know. I think their failure was more so in making him indestructible. That was the one that like he gets like bombs blow up underneath him. He's like, whatever, I'm still up and moving around.
Well, he'd be shot in the face and still come back. So
right, exactly. What do you got, Cheeto?
I agree with Ginger that they did do a disservice to Kingpin, and I agree with you that they kind of OP'd him. The truth be told, I disagree that the Hawkeye series was a waste. I'm sorry.
I don't think the Hawkeye series is a waste. I think that bit at the end sucked, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you can fuck up the end of a show. We all learned that from Game of Thrones. So Game of Thrones fucked up after season 2. That's a different story. So, anyways, let's talk about the twist at the end of it here. Let's start talking about intelligentsia. It was good. Like we talked about earlier, that little bratty dude is definitely one of them. I'm pretty sure that he was actually trying to keep Jen busy in order to kind of get her off kilter, so they can do more of their stuff. Like I can't imagine.
Quick interjection. Like the fact that they gave out a female Lawyer of the Year award to like several women.
Oh my god, what fucking bullshit was that shit?
Yeah. And the fact, so what's it like being a woman? Like, what I liked about the show is that it realizes like these things are so fucking stupid, and it's mocking those things, and I appreciate it for that. Like these women want to be just accepted and not like mollycoddled in this particular way. I really liked the message it was giving. It was very good, even though it was very short and sweet.
And you want to know what it reminds me of? It reminded me of, like, with all this woman shit. It's like, it's like the Subway commercials. Okay, we get it. Shit, we know. Like, that's what it kind of felt like to me. It's like, what's it like being a woman? You're so empowering. You're so brave. Blah 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 blah. Okay, great. We get it. We know. Fuck.
Yeah. And the women knew as well, that's why they were taking the piss out of it.
And you get to ask this question a lot.
Yeah.
I thought that was absolute bullshit. Gave it out to everybody.
It was stupid, and the fucking host, like that, his level of sexism was just too cartoony to kind of like go like, it was just fucking ridiculous. It's like you're at an event like that, and that's how you present yourself. In no fucking world outside of maybe a beauty pageant would you talk like that. It was so that whole fucking scene just pissed me off. Like, that's how you get back at She-Hulk, with revenge porn.
Yeah,
this kind of stuff.
That's my one takeaway. That's my one takeaway too, that I didn't like.
It derailed like everything.
Well, and if I can chime in, since we're talking, are we talking about like the end, like when the video came up and everything?
Intelligentsia.
Yeah, like that like I wanted Jen to turn around, like after she's watching the video and like they're showing like her, like I don't know who she was doing in there. I don't know if it was Josh.
It was Josh.
Yeah, like I wanted her to turn around and just be like, yeah, I boned him, so what? Like, right. I feel like her getting mad like that. Like, I understand you being frustrated, but at the same time, that's what they wanted, and I feel like she would have known that. Like, they want her to be embarrassed and frustrated.
No, but Cheeto is more than that. She genuinely, possibly almost loved someone like Josh. She thought this was going really well. It gets let down, and then her whole fucking life, not just the shag, but everything, America's ass, is all there on the screen. Everything was given away. She at that particular moment, she felt vulnerable, and it was just a moment of possible, I don't want to say weakness, but vulnerability. That's for sure. She was exposed to the whole world.
Well, but even her friend knew that she shouldn't have done it. So I feel like not her friend, her. I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they know, because they're not the ones getting fucked over. They can. But if you're getting fucked over, man, like you can fall apart right there and then. And being a Hulk at the time when this is happening, instead of like breaking down and crying, she's gonna rage, and she fucking did.
What building comes equipped with Hulk sensor alarms?
Yeah, that needed explaining, because it was like, okay, this is a setup, obviously, but
they pulled the fire alarm.
Going off because she broke a TV screen. Like, I'm sorry, I understand maybe even a little bit of panic because she broke a TV screen, but in a world where the crazy shit that fucking happens, I don't think that everyone's going to scream and go nuts and throw off alarms.
She broke a TV
just because she broke a TV screen.
Yeah.
Everyone could see what was happening. I mean, at that point, is she losing control? Definitely. But is she at the point where she's rampaging? Not at all. She's losing I could see just some regular blonde valley girl doing the same motherfucking shit in the same situation, and you and I are going to have fucking automatic alarms that go off, basking you in red light.
I think what would have.
It's not just that. Like, you punch a TV screen and a fucking chunk of the ceiling falls off. Like, What kind of cheap ass building is this?
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say.
know.
I was gonna say like.
Also, she might have punched the wall itself too.
Yeah, I was gonna say if she would.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if she did like a.
come down.
I was gonna say if she did like a axe handle type of thing where you know she jumps and then she smashes the freaking ground, like that would have had more of an impact if she would have did something like that versus just boom, you punch a TV screen.
You're just saying that because you want wrestling references in there.
I was getting Carrie vibes as well. You seen the movie Carrie?
Great movie.
Yeah,
the original Carrie with Sissy Speck. Mm-hmm. I was getting Carrie vibes as well. You know, I thought she was going to start fucking telepathically fucking killing everyone in there. You know what I mean?
I think more of their trickery they do in this episode. The more I talk about it here with you guys and I really reflect on it, they do a lot of movie magic trickery to get you to accept all of this stupid bullshit that's going on. Like by throwing the red lights and the alarm, you don't really think about it at first. You're like, oh, I understand why everyone's freaking out. The building's falling down. The alarms are going off. Yeah, everyone's going to be upset. This makes sense. But then when you're like, wait, why the fuck is the alarm going off? Why the fuck is the building falling down? And you know, going further into it, why the fuck did the cops not stop the masked guy that the known superhero is trying to apprehend?
I mean, I'm not sure about that, but that was damage control at the end.
And a bunch of, I think a couple of other people's too that she's helped capture. So they should know that she's generally a good guy, and he just gets to walk right through the line of cops because an alarm went off and she broke.
But Hulks have been known to go fucking crazy. The world has seen it, and you know, and damage control happened to be there as well. I mean, first they were in New York, now they're in LA. And they were there with their fucking guns out, you know, with that Tony Stark sound.
I bet you that's partially intelligentsia getting them there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
like, I get why they're trained on her, but are they really just going to let the other dude, this regular human, just go by and not even stop him and question him and see what's going on? I've never... Not even in that stupid documentary about them, but about them wrapping that poor kid in Wisconsin, are the cops so inept where they wouldn't go and stop him and find out what the fuck's going on?
The whole end felt like a...
Well, he was white, so they let him go.
Yeah, we are talking about American cops. We are talking about American cops here.
Yeah, we're talking American cops.
Yeah, inept is like, you know, comes with the badge. The whole end felt like a Fight Club Tyler Durden moment to me, like it was all part of the intelligentsia setup. Yeah.
I just would like to point out that here at NerdTube, we don't think that all cops are inept. At least not all of us on this panel don't.
No, just 99% of them.
Most of them. Yeah, I mean,
right. That's not getting into the conversation.
Yeah, sorry.
But you know, I mean, like, I think that really what we're going to find out is intelligentsia is trying to set up this really complex plan, but because they're all incels, that none of it's going to work and it's all going to fall apart. Because if you look at every step of their plan, hold on, Jose, every step that we know about that's going on, whether it be the first time they sent the wrecking crew after, when they tried to, you know, stick it with the needle, Josh, all of this stuff has been these really just low-key ideas, these things that they think are really grand, and then they execute really terrible because they're all a bunch of fucking idiots.
Do you think they're going to do something where they overcomplicate, like, why the fuck they did this? Like, they're going to give some big-ass speech about, like, this is why we captured you, blah, 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 blah. I got a feeling that's exactly what the fuck they're going to do.
Oh, they're definitely going to twist into some kind of neckbeard shit.
Yeah.
Jen is going to laugh at them.
Yeah.
They're all a bunch of idiots. And I heard people being really upset that, oh, they're wasting intelligentsia, who's supposed to be all super smart and all this. And I think that's actually a perfect way to use them. Because really all of those fucking, you know, fucking Christian nationalists or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves are a bunch of fucking idiots who are all just too proud of themselves. All these incels, you know, want to hate on somebody because there's a diverse casting or because someone's a woman, and they just want to hate on it. They all think that they're all fucking geniuses, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do here. Even the name intelligentsia is fucking stupid.
I could see them totally just taking the piss out of this.
Yeah,
the next
I could conceive on that for sure.
Well,
conceive.
Well, the good thing about the show though is that it does take the piss out of those people. at times, not the whole time, but at times, it's making fun of the very people who would be having an issue with the show for having a strong female character in the first place, for having somebody who beats Daredevil in a fight. It's mocking those people, and I fucking love it. So yeah, more power to them.
That being said, I would like to see maybe a male character who's not mean or a superhero or completely inept. I would just
You're not going to get that in a female-led Disney show. Come on.
Her dad
Come on now.
is
all right. That's fair. Her dad. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Oh yeah, her dad. Yeah.
I just think that we need to start making media where both people are great, and it's not one trying to dunk on the other as some sort of
all those men in the sort of like meet up with Emil Blonsky. I mean, they were all good guys, who reform characters and stuff like that. Like,
I don't think so. I think they're intelligentsia.
I'm really hoping that's not the case, but I do agree with you that is a possibility. But I'm hoping the only time I ever wanted a heel to turn face is Emil Blonsky. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he wasn't playing it all along.
Yeah, he's the dude that comes in and saves the damsel in distress.
Have you seen those clips that compare Todd the Jackass in tonight's show to one of the guys in the Wrecking Crew who has his face covered? It's like the same voice. And then the other guy in the Wrecking Crew who we meet at Emil Blonsky's retreat is all like, "No, delete Todd's phone number. Delete that phone number." Well,
okay. I've seen some of those people thinking that was Todd, who she grabbed up. But who do you think is like the main bad guy? Is the leader going to be in this? Is it Titania? Is it somebody else we don't know?
I think we'll get a mention of leader, but I don't think he's going to be the main baddie.
Because is it going to be like a Kingpin situation?
The leader is smarter than these guys.
Okay, so intelligentsia is going to be like the damage control of this show. Like, it's just going to be a bunch of dickheads who are just trying to take She-Hulk down the same way Damage Control tried to take Ms. Marvel down.
If anything,
I think Titania is going to come and try to interfere in the midst of everything else going on, keeping Titania as the primary villain. She's going to take advantage of this stupid intelligentsia shit sometime next episode.
It might be Todd in it, the guy who bought is it Todd, the guy who bought the spear? He might be the main villain.
It's going to be either Titania giving the stupid dumbass speech, Josh gives the stupid dumbass speech, or the guy that has the fucking spear that gives the stupid dumbass speech.
It'll be. I think it's going to be. No, I think that leader wanted intelligent. Like, he created intelligentsia to fail, but he also wanted to put She-Hulk out there as to have this rage moment so that people see her in this light. I mean, I think leader would be playing the long game, even though intelligentsia failed. The overall war is still in his favor. They were just.
I think it's going to be leader as well, because I mean, for one thing, he wants her blood to kind of cure himself as well, so that could play a factor. We'll find out in the last episode.
If anything,
just better not fucking make it short.
Yeah, if anything, I think what they might do with leader is they could bring him out right, or I think they're going to do the post-credit scene and leave you wanting more. I think that might be the route they take.
That could be a possibility, yeah.
I think
I like. Sorry, I was going to read this. I like at least one more Hulk update, given a lot of time has passed without Jen talking to Bruce. We'll watch and find out, I guess.
I think that I think we're going to see Todd end up being the leader of intelligentsia. I don't think we're going to see the leader at all in this. I don't think we're even going to get a reference. I think Todd is the leader of the intelligentsia, and he's going to get unmasked next episode. He leads them with all the money he's got, because that's how he bought the spear, because he's rich. And he's just going to be some rich white guy trying to play at superheroes. And I think that's the big twist there. But I think Titania being a real villain is going to come in and be a third party, a completely separate third party, and do her villainous stuff.
Maybe you should get that Hulk blood injected into her, but it'll be interesting to see once Jen gets her hands on Todd, which I do think she will. To see that, just to see that exchange, because Todd his personality is going to go 180 when he confronts her again, because he's not going to be this nice guy who liked her. He's going to come across as a fucking arsehole, isn't he? So
Todd, pantomime villain.
And Todd's
Yeah.
getting the one punch KO. Like I already see that now. Like She-Hulk will do all this shit just to get to him, and then she'll just go bang, and then that's it. Todd's out.
One punch from her, and he's dead. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like when this guy tried to mug her that time, was it the Wrecking Crew? What the fuck they were called?
Yeah.
Like she just like little bonk on the head. I mean, she could have
like three of those guys should have been dead.
No, but she could have killed them. She could have killed them, but she like just treated them lightly, like brushed them off like they were a bug. You know what I mean? If she actually hit them hard, they would have been dead for sure. You know what I mean?
Either that, or we'll get the Loki puny god reference. Like she'll just go ape shit, and like he'll just be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think that's about it for me on this episode. Does anyone else have any wrap-up thoughts? Let's give our scores some wrap-up thoughts. Let's go ahead and we'll start with you, Cheeto, since you were the last one to join us.
I'll give it a 7, only because that ending was I hated that ending. I thought that ending was god awful, and I thought it was very I don't know. I didn't like it. The rest of the episode was fine. Nice seeing Matt Murdock. It didn't make me mad at all. I'm surprised actually that Zam liked it. I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, oh yeah, Zam's gonna get so pissed off at this.
Yeah, me too.
So I give 0 out of 10. I give 0 out of 10 cucks for Zam's response to this episode. But yeah, 7.
All right. What are you thinking there, Jose?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7. The ending was weak. I still hate the suit, by the way. I'm surprised that no one here has talked about it. I hate the suit.
Yeah, that suit was awful.
It's
not even worth talking
It was
about.
not the best.
I
I love it.
talking.
The Iron Man cosplay.
Yeah.
Ketchup and mustard.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it's
they called Condiment Man.
Condiment Man, yeah. Yeah, but I'm gonna give it a 7. I thought that the ending was really, really weak. I didn't like it, but overall, Matt Murdock showed up, stole the show, did fantastic. Jen is happy for now. Looking forward to seeing her having to pay off all the property damage, and I foresee that if they don't do a community service scene with She-Hulk in the final episode, I'll be kind of pissed off about that, because I think for shits and gigs, she needs to do community service to pay half the shit off. But good episode.
All right, what about you, Zam?
For a start, I just want to quickly say that this will probably, when we look back at this whole season, this will probably be the episode that we all love the most. And it usually is the penultimate episode of a season. It tends to be possibly the best one, and this one is no different. I also like the fact that Jen was finally embracing her superhero identity in life and being a superhero. That's why she wore the outfit and stuff like that. And once again, once I saw Charlie Cox turn up, I was smiling throughout the whole episode. I loved it. I embraced this new version of Daredevil. It's getting a 10.
You want to timestamp that? Someone
It's getting a 10.
10?
It's getting a 10.
Timestamp that right now.
10
52.
sausages from Zamario.
52. 52:33. Timestamp that. Somebody.
I just want to also add that I was thinking to myself, damn, I'm going to give this episode a 10 tonight, and these motherfuckers, I don't know how they're going to take it. You know?
I'm putting that in the comment section right now, just to be an asshole.
You gave it a 10 to something else recently.
Apparently, Zam still has the flu. We need to have his temperature.
Yeah, going into Secret Invasion, the Skrulls have taken Zam out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the best episode of She-Hulk this season so far. And probably will be the best episode after the final episode.
What do you think about She-Hulk, He-Hulk?
I'll give it a 4. All the Daredevil stuff was fine. You know, that was obviously the stronger part, the chemistry between him and Jen. I enjoyed that they didn't fuck up Daredevil like too much. But Leapfrog was just stupid and pointless. The whole kidnapping thing was fucking frustrating and just a weird, just weird. And the less said about the ending, the better. So yeah, I'll give it a 4.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to catch this one from Vance. I'd like to at least see one more Hulk update, given a lot of time has passed with Jen talking to Bruce. I agree. That would be nice, but I don't think it's happening. We're going to have to wait for a movie to see anymore.
Yeah.
Yep, I timestamped it.
Good.
Yeah, baby. Timestamp it. Yeah, I want people to know that I am fair and I'm not biased.
As for myself, I'm going to give it an 8. I might have given it a 9 or a 9.5 as we came into this. The more we talked about and picked apart the episode, the more of it bothered me. I loved Leapfrog. I thought he was hilarious. They wanted him to be a joke villain. He filled that role very well for me. I thought Daredevil was brought in really great. I wasn't a fan of Cyrax, but whatever. Most of the lawyer stuff between Sector and Jen worked really well for me, but it just there was parts of it that didn't. Yes, that's a Mortal Kombat reference for anyone not catching it.
Yeah, we got it from the hair. Yeah, you're racist. Yeah, we get it.
That's a reference to a couple of pro gamers known as Ketchup and Mustard who main Sector and Cyrax, and Ketchup and Mustard is his outfit. Anyway,
and quick.
I didn't know that, so I'm the racist now.
And
Right.
quick
they're
fucking thing.
out of the UK. Learn your UK gamers, boy.
And speaking of Mortal
Sorry.
Kombat, they just released the trailer today celebrating their 30th anniversry. Holy crap, Mortal Kombat is
Take a look
30.
at that.
Yeah.
All right, let's not go off on a tangent because I want to end
Anyway,
this.
yeah, this has definitely been a tangent. But I think the episode's good. I'm excited to see where it ends. I have loved this show from start to end. They have not done me wrong. So let's go on one more episode. And I think with that, let's call it a night. Any other last parting thoughts?
Like and
I
subscribe.
put a poll in the chat, and it looks like that most people agree at 60% that that She-Hulk gets a 6 or 7 out of 10. So that's what the poll. That's what the fans have voted.
Oh yes, our loyal fans.
Yes.
Well,
Bunch of fucking idiots.
everyone's popping in at the end of the day. I feel like we have to keep going. We've gained four viewers in the last 30 seconds. Hi everyone, welcome to the end of our stream.
Yeah, right.
Always.
We will be back on Sunday, if not sooner. We will be talking.
No, we'll be back tomorrow.
Werewolf by Night on Sunday. So all you Marvel heads, come back for that. It is fantastic. If you have not seen it, go watch it. Come back on Sunday. Listen to us talk very loudly about it, Al, all at the same time, probably. Zam, you want to plug something tomorrow? What we got?
Tomorrow is Lord of the Brunk Bud Ding Dings. It is episode 7. What's episode 7 subtitle? I fucking can't remember.
I don't remember. I haven't even seen it yet, so I'm gonna actually watch it as soon as I get done here.
Yeah,
God, you guys are old.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Rings of Power.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
called
Ring Piece of Power. Yeah,
The
we're on.
Eye. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Eye. Yes. I kept thinking Adam for some reason, but yes,
No spoilers because I'm gonna binge the whole series when it's finished.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll just
same
let
here.
you know that eventually Aragorn will be born, and he will take the throne, and he will kill. Yeah, and Frodo will get the ring into Mount Doom.
You
Spoiler!
ruined it for me.
You know,
Ruined it for me.
I finally started up on Andor and fucking loving that. I'm 3 episodes in, and it is just great. It's so fantastic to see them do good Star Wars again because the last 2 shows have been fucking shit.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. Andor is 10 out of 10 for now. Yeah, loving Andor.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out of here, guys. We will be back next time. Until then, we are the absolute best NerdTube channel on YouTube that you've ever heard of, even if you haven't heard of us, because now you have, because I said it. See you guys.